Are you a worrier? I am. I know I shouldn't be. I've read the passages in Matthew chapter 6 where Jesus says, do not worry about your life. And I've preached all kinds of sermons about the fact that that's a command that we ought to follow. And I've told myself many times to stop worrying, but yet I still find myself fretting about things and being concerned about things. As much as I've focused on not worrying, I still worry. But this weekend I had an insight that I think is going to help me stop worrying so much, because I figured out that my problem isn't actually the worrying part, it's something else. Here's what I learned. 5 years ago, I bought an old motorcycle. I didn't pay much for it. It needs lots of work, and so I paid a little bit for it, and I hauled it out to my friend Dennis's house. He and I were going to work on it over the winter sometime, and so we put it in his shop and shoved it in the corner and left it there. And that motorcycle has sat out at Dennis's for the last 5 years. We got doing other projects and we got doing other things, and I just forgot all about it, essentially. I didn't even really think about it. However, the other day, Dennis was cleaning out his shop, and I said to him, well, maybe I should go and get that motorcycle and bring it home to my garage. So that's what we did. We loaded it up and brought it home. And from the moment that motorcycle got in my garage, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I started worrying about how I was going to fix it and how much money I had tied up in it and where was I going to get the parts to fix it and was I even able to fix it and what happens if I couldn't fix it and I lost all that money. And for 2 nights, all I could do was just sit there and think about the fact that I had to fix this motorcycle. I was just obsessed about it. Now, here's the strange thing. In the 5 years previous, I hadn't even thought about it. I mean, once in a while, I'd go out to Dennis's and see that motorcycle sitting in the corner, and I'd think, well, I should do something with it. But for 5 straight years, I hadn't given it hardly a second of thought. And then all of a sudden, simply because it's in my garage and it's near me and I see it all the time, now I'm obsessed with it. I haven't spent any more money on it. The bike isn't any better or worse than it was before. The problem hasn't gotten worse, it's exactly the same, but because it's close to me, now I'm thinking about it all the time. And as I thought about that cycle and how that worked, I realized that's the problem. The problem isn't that I worry, the problem is what I let close to me. You see, when that motorcycle was out at Dennis's, it was out of my mind and I didn't care. But as soon as I let it come close, now it's my problem and now I can't stop thinking about it. The issue is we've got to guard what gets close to us. And that's exactly what the Bible says. That's what Jesus said at the end of that section about not worrying. Here's the last verse of that section, verse 34 of Matthew 6. He says, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. He says, stop bringing tomorrow's trouble into today. Stop letting that come near you. It's over there. Leave it over there. It's not with you right now. So focus on what you have right now to deal with. I think we do that all the time. I think I bring in other people's misery. I start thinking about things that have nothing to do with me. I allow other people's problems to get close to me as if they're my problems, when really they're not. I think the other thing that happens is that I allow bad thoughts to get close to me, negative thoughts to get close to me, rather than better ones. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8 says, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Whatever is close to you is what's going to bother you or inspire you. Proximity has power. Whatever is close to you is going to determine what you focus on. So Paul says, think about things that are good and positive and happy. Bring those things close to you rather than random problems that you can't do anything about anyway. That motorcycle didn't bother me when it was out at my friend's place. It only bothered me when it was near to me, when I let it close to me. We've got to guard what gets close to us. We've got to guard what we dwell on. That is what's going to stop us from worrying. Start thinking about something better, and you won't have time to worry. If you like this video, pass it on to someone who could use it, or subscribe to it as well, and that way you won't miss other ones.